All right, everybody, how's it going? I'm back playing in the woods again. This is going to be another test of all my gear and equipment, mainly all the camera work and stuff. One neat thing I'm doing for this trip out, it's going to be similar to what we did last time, to where it's going to be 3 days and 2 overnights. But as far as the camera goes, still testing that Osmo Pocket 3, and I'm going to max out all the settings. So I'm going to film in 4K 60 FPS maximum bit rate once I render the video. And I noticed in the last test footage hike I did last week, the video just seemed kind of muted in its image quality. As far as the colorization and stuff, just looked kind of off. It wasn't really accurate to real life, so might play around with some of the After Effects color grading, something I've never done before, just because it's so time consuming. We'll see how that goes though. But anyway, I'm just kind of curious to what the maximum capabilities of this little camera is going to be, which is why we're going to shoot it in 4K for this one. So we'll get moving here in a bit. I'm all packed up and ready to rock, I think. This time we are starting out over on the east side of the trail, up by where the big lake is at. There's a huge dam up here on this side. And I'll probably aim for that same campsite that I like, about the 6.5 mile mark or so. And then tomorrow we'll do a little out and back. Probably won't go all the way to the end. I don't need to do a big mile day. And spend another night at that campsite. And then the last day we'll hike on out. This end of the trail starts out in a nice little field. And about 2 miles in or so is where that nice bench is at. We'll definitely stop and sit there for a bit, enjoy the view. Not as super windy as it was last time we hit up that bench location. I didn't get to see this end of the trail last time I was out here. It's nice to see that this little metal grading bridge thingy is still here. Some years this little creek is flowing pretty swift. But even still, you might be able to rock hop it at some point. I would have liked to have gotten all the way down into Arkansas somewhere to do some hiking, but that would have required hours and hours of more driving, and I hate long drives. This place is just the closest decent hiking trail to where I currently live, so it's kind of nice just to come out to here. And getting out and hiking really isn't the primary mission. Testing the camera equipment is. So I just need to get out to somewhere, shoot footage. I remember this spot. This trail has its own lemon squeezer right down this little gap. I'll probably have to put the camera away to squeeze through there. Well, it's a fun little squeeze and drop in. And it's always nice to see when the trail maintenance crews have been out clearing stuff up. Looks like a mess of downed trees in this area this year, probably. Little lake overlook here. This gives an opportunity to test some zoom features. Got a little bit of some digital zoom capabilities here. Looks like it just maxes out at 2 times zoom at 4K. I think at 1080 it goes to 4 times. Made it to the little bench. This is a great place to take a break. I'm gonna have lunch. I think it's around 11:45 or so. Plenty of time to finish up the day and get to our campsite. It's only another 4.5 more miles or so from here. Great little view along the lake shore, and we'll be chilling here for I don't know how long, half hour, hour, whatever. There's no rush today. Okay, back on trail. That was nice and relaxing. Nice breeze blowing, which reminded me today's going to be a little warm, around 70 degrees. For the next couple of days, it's going to be up to like 75, maybe a little warmer even. So a little bit of a hot, warm spell for this time of year, especially coming in between last time I was out here, it was like up to 70 at the most. Overnight lows in the low 40s, I think. And then we had a little bit of a cold spell. And this week it's going to be in mid 70s. Overnight low is going to be around mid 50s maybe. So it's definitely going to be nice and warm out here. I feel like there's more leaves on the ground than there was just last week when I was out here. Yeah, it's very crunchy underfoot. Passing by another little campsite tucked away. There's even some room further on back for tents. About every mile or so, there's nice little places to camp. I'm still getting lots of spider webs in the face. But that's the only annoyance. There's no other bugs or critters or anything. No ticks, no gnats, no biting flies, no mosquitoes. Just lots of spider webs to clear out from the trail. And it looks like we're at the 4-mile mark. Kind of looks like a nice little place to chill and sit underneath this little rock overhang. But I'm always worried about this kind of loose rock breaking free and collapses down every once in a while. I don't want one of these rocks coming down and hitting me on the top of the head. So I'm a little more hesitant to have a seat there. This is no Grand Canyon, but this is all really cool stuff to walk through. I'm just realizing I think this is the first water source I've seen since the East Trailhead, and it's just a little pool with leaf cover over it. I think this was flowing as a trickle last time I was out here last week, so it looks like water sources are drying up quick. I gotta take that in mind. But from here going west, there should be a lot more frequent. What's nice about today is there's a littlest bit of an overcast layer, so it doesn't feel too hot at all. High around 70 degrees, I think, today. But tomorrow and the next day is going to be definitely 75 plus, hot and sunny. And we made it. There's home for the night. I'll probably pitch my tent back in this same little spot. It's tucked back here somewhere. Yeah, I think there's this one. This'll work. Okay, I'm all set up. I think we're good to go. It's nice and early still. I think it's not even 3 o'clock yet, maybe 2:30. Yeah, just relaxing and working on some videos in the meantime. I think I got everything settings-wise that I need as far as quality of video. I think the audio levels should be okay. And after the fact, once I get everything all edited, I'll see if I need to do any color correcting later. But hopefully, I don't need to tweak anything much more, and this will kind of be a final test run to see if this stuff is doable and will work for through hikes. Unfortunately, I won't be able to run 4K footage for a long through hike because I just won't have the storage to do that. I would need multiple terabytes of storage, and the files would be so gigantic it would take days to get videos uploaded to YouTube while I'm on the road. But anyway, that's it. I'm just gonna be relaxing and have dinner later, and the sun goes down at like 5:30 or so plenty of darkness. Oh, and there's been extreme aurora borealis last couple of days, all through the lower 48, even all the way down in Florida, I think. So I don't know if that's continuing through tonight. I think it should be mostly clear, so I'll keep my eyes out and I'll report back in the morning if I see any cool glows in the sky. That'd be kind of neat to see it this far south. But that's it for now, so we'll see you all in the morning.
Morning. I had a good night last night, plenty of sleep. There was a fair bit of animal activity. I had a couple of bucks running around sunset, and owls, coyotes through the night. Some critter came up to my tent sniffing around. I yelled at him and he scurried off. Could have been a raccoon or a skunk or something like that. I think it was pretty clear last night. I was poking around to see if I could see any aurora borealis, but I don't think there was any activity, or if it was so low on the horizon I couldn't see it through the tree cover, so I didn't really see anything. But the sun's just starting to come up. I've got some Uncrustable sandwiches for breakfast. I'm going to have that. I'm taking my time, no rush today. We'll move out of here eventually.
Okay, all packed up this morning, ready to go. It's weather-wise, it feels perfect. It's like, I don't know, 58 degrees or something, but it's gonna be warming up fast into the mid-70s. So we'll enjoy the first hour or two of the day as we move along here. As I was working on my video editing yesterday, everything was looking good so far, and I did add some color correcting, so I think everything should be a little more accurate to a real life representation of colors. I just hate how there's not a camera that's ever been invented that you can just kind of use its default settings and shoot normal video. You have to color correct everything, but I'm trying to figure out a process to potentially be quick and easy, so maybe all my future videos will look a little better, a little more accurate. There's another water source that's just a small puddle left. This is all flowing pretty well just a week ago. What a difference a week makes. See if I can find at least one little flowing stream, who knows. Coming up on another water source. They should be a little more plentiful on this side of the trail. This one sounds like it's flowing. And I should be playing with the zoom features a little bit more. Nice little trickle down in there. Best water source I've seen so far on this trail. Well, this is lovely, nice flowing water. Water is life. I remember out on the CDT, like the first free-flowing water source wasn't like until 120 miles in or so. I may poke around a bit and look for some fossils, because I've seen fossils out here before in some of these little side stream channels. This was all some kind of floor seabed, however many hundreds of millions of years ago. So I'll poke around a little bit here maybe, because I think on one of these little places I saw little shells and things. See if I can get some on camera here. I think I found some fossils that might show up on camera here on some of these rocks. It's like tubular looking things, and some of these have a really interesting pattern to them. Definitely something going on here. Here's a little bit of a test between the zoom and if it transitions the focus good as I put different objects in front of the camera. Hopefully this isn't coming out blurry, but nice and crystal clear. Made it to this other trailhead parking lot in the middle of the trail, around mile 9.5, I think. And I was thinking about how far I was going to go today before turning around. And I think what I might do is just turn around here and then start making my way back, but continuing all the way to around where that overlook bench was at about the 2-mile mark. Maybe camp at a different spot for tonight. And it is definitely starting to get warm and hot now. So we'll take lots of breaks as we head on back. So from here, maybe another 7.5 miles or so, I think. So we'll start doing that. And then tomorrow will only be about 2 miles in the morning. We'll hike out, and then that'll be it. Okay, it's definitely snack break time. I've got the usual suspects with the meats and a lot of chips. I just crush them up and put them in a little baggie. Because usually sometimes those are a lot of bulk. And good trail mix, some snack fig bars. So we'll sit here for a bit and just chill. I've got plenty of time. I don't know what time it is, but it's still early in the day. And it's, like I said, it's warming up quick. So taking lots of breaks in the shade is going to be needed for today. There's not that many great clear views of the water. Lots of trees in the way usually. I just ran into a little turtle on trail. Scared him and he's hiding in his shell a little bit. Got some pretty colorization on him. Nice and almost a reddish orange colored. I don't know if he'll come back out again while I'm here. That's kind of cool to see. I've seen turtles out here before. They're not super rare, but kind of uncommon. So I'll be on my way and we'll leave him be. Made it back to this little flowing stream. This is the last flowing water till I get back to the car at the end of the trailhead. So I'm gonna load up here. I got 3 liters, will be my max carry. And this should get me plenty for the rest of today and out tomorrow. Okay, I'm good to go, all loaded up. I think from here it's about only another mile or so and we'll be back at that campsite we started at for this morning. And that'll be a good place to stop and take our lunch break. Well, I think we made it back to the camp. A nice little overlook of the river, the Elk River down there. And I think it's about 11:30, so perfect time for lunch. My favorite little spot. I'll tuck in here somewhere by the fire. Another nice thing about this location is I've got a little bit of cell service out here at this spot. I use Verizon because it seems to be the most, kind of the best when you're out in these remote locations across the country. On all the trails I've done, Verizon just about has the best service. And further west down trail from here, the service gets weaker and almost non-existent. But here and east, back to the other trailhead, the service gets a little bit better and better. I think it's because we're close enough to the city of Independence. We're starting to get signal from Independence, I think. So I can sit here for a bit, just play on YouTube and enjoy a nice little lunch break. Done with lunch, back on trail. Got about 4 miles left, give or take, until we hit the spot that I'm aiming for with the little overlook and the bench. I think there's a nice little campsite tucked back in the trees at that spot. I've never camped there before, but that's what we're aiming for. It is definitely feeling hot in the sun. There's a lot of tree cover, but there's also a lot of sun exposure. It's definitely a warm day. There's the 4-mile mark and a little campsite back in here. I think it's time for another sit-down break. Chill here for maybe 20 minutes before finishing up the last little bit. Okay, time to finish up the day. From here, just under 2 miles. I think it's a little less than 2 miles to get to that bench overlook. And we'll find a nice little spot tucked back in the trees. I'm just a little bit off trail here, and there's a nice little campsite. I'm only a little bit down from that 4-mile mark campsite. I'm probably at mile 3.5 or so. And I kind of like this spot. Looks like there's plenty of room here for tents. I might just camp here, just because I kind of like it. And it looks like a little trail goes down even further to maybe another area back there you can throw up some tents. So yeah, this will probably be it for the day. We still got, what, 3.5 miles I think I said about, so we'll finish up for tomorrow morning. Plenty of room here. Never pass up a good spot usually, and this is fine. I think I'll get set up. There we go. I think this will work. This will be home for the night. So I think that's gonna do it. I'll probably just sign off here. Just kind of relax for the rest of the evening, work on videos. I'm super excited to find out what this final product edit is gonna look like once I get everything done and uploaded, and I can watch it on the big screen TV in 4K, which I recommend you all do as well. Might as well watch it on the highest resolution, the biggest screen that you got. And I'm definitely looking forward for tons of feedback on how this video compares to last week's as far as like color quality, image resolution, and everything should be top notch. So I'm really curious to what the maximum settings, and just to see how massive in gigabytes this file will be once it's all finished. But we'll finish up tomorrow, just a couple miles left, and that is it. So we'll see you all in the morning. Good morning. It's a little humid and foggy this morning. The lake's all fogged out. Hopefully the camera lens doesn't fog up. But I'm already up and out and packed and on the move. Got my breakfast in my pocket. I'll have that here in a second. And it was a good final night out here. I had a little armadillo visitor crawling around my tent for quite a while. Just making lots of noise, scurrying in the leaves and stuff. But otherwise it was just fine. Heard coyotes as usual. And I think we only got a couple of miles as we hike out of here, 3.5 or so, I think, as I remember. And otherwise should be pretty smooth finishing up this last bit of hike here. There's looking out at the foggy lake. It'll probably burn off quickly. We'll have a better view when we hit the overlook where the bench is at. I've already seen 2 deer this morning. They bound away pretty quick though. Can't get them on film. Fog's burning off quick. I can already see the other side of the lake. And there's the bench. I can hear a boat out there zooming across the lake in the distance. I don't even know if I'm going to stop. I'm kind of at that point where I'm so close and just want to get back to the car, start getting home, so I can finish this video and get it out for you guys. Another lakeside overlook. Beautiful morning. It's going to be hot though. It's going to be warming up quick back into the mid-70s. Last mile. There's the lemon squeezer. Maybe the challengingest part of the trail, just maneuvering through this little bit of rock. And right up through there. Getting close to the end. And I've seen a number of people out here hitting the trail. It is the weekend. I think it's a Saturday morning. Lots of people looking like they're doing day hikes, and a couple of guys it looks like they're spending the weekend out here. But we should be back at the trailhead here shortly. Okay, that's going to do it for this trip out on the Elk River Hiking Trail. It's always a good time. It's a fun little trail. So, once again, I'll be looking for lots of feedback. What do you guys think of this video? Should be, hopefully, pretty crisp and clear. I got high hopes for it. But I think that's going to be it. And this will probably be the last excursion of this year for me before winter sets in. It was a nice little warm-up weekend before it starts getting cold again. But that's it. All I can think about. It's been a good time out. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.